All right, everybody, welcome back to the Superliminal Winners Round 1. I'm T. Hurst Third, and I'll be commentating your matches. Today's match will be between ArcMage and Chunky Bunny 64, which, first of all, I love that name. Um, yeah, so our runners look like they're about to be getting ready, and we can go ahead and begin the match. And Chunky Bunny is off and running, and so is ArcMage. All right, so
Terms of
here we
service
go. Hello,
accepted. Congratulations
Ducky
on
Cabbage.
falling asleep. Welcome to Somnasculpt. Your progress may be monitored by
And
qualified
yeah, I look forward to seeing
specialists.
how these
This
two players
orientation
do.
will adapt you to eyelids, our interactive, lucid induction
I was
dream
checking
state
out
in
their
which you
PBs
retain
earlier,
full
at
consciousness
least
and
what's
control.
according to speedrun.com.
Confirmed. You can move freely,
And it looks like
interact with surrounding objects,
ArcMage
and
has
listen to
a
messages from your patient care
few-minute
team.
lead on Chunky
Please
Bunny,
note that I
so
am the standard
we might
orientation
end up
protocol,
seeing
and that my voice
a
has
race
been
that's more
explicitly chosen
like
to
that. But
remind
you know,
you
you
that I
never
am
know.
not a
It's
part
a
of your
tournament.
patient care
You
team.
never know what could
I do
happen,
not
and
care.
you can never call it early.
During eyelids,
So
you will lose
I
the
look
ability
forward to
to
seeing
awaken
if
suddenly
anything
due to
crazy
realizing
happens.
that this is a dream.
So far, both
Evidence.
players
I
doing
have
pretty
already
well.
informed you that this is a dream. You did not wake up. Please complete the remaining
Really, I haven't seen any
orientation
big mistakes from
activities.
either player so far.
All environments perceived
Both
during
players doing
eyelids
pretty
should
good in
reflect a
the broken
typical
window
mental
room,
state. If
but
you
even
believe
with
your
a little
mental
bit of
state was
a
compromised by
head start for
Somnasculpt,
Chunky
please
Bunny, I see
provide a
ArcMage is already
comprehensive
catching
rational
up.
explanation in your post-procedural survey. Completed surveys may be eligible for a gift card.
It's a good sign room for Chunky Bunny,
Please stand by for polite
and a
recognition
good
on
sign
your
room for
completion of
ArcMage
the
as well.
Somnasculpt orientation.
I
You
believe
did it.
that ArcMage's
To
quality
maximize
is
the
just
time
like
allotted for
that.
your therapeutic journey, please do
I
not
don't
delay
know
in
if
proceeding through the
I
final
think they just
doorway
play
as
at a
indicated.
low resolution. But all right, Chunky Bunny finishing the cheese room. And that's looking pretty good. That was probably a sub 2. Very nice. And sub 2 from both of them. Chunky Bunny just about a second ahead. All right, so let's see how this goes as they're both making their way into optical. This sign can be pretty tricky. Chunky Bunny handles it just fine. And both of them do as well.
My name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to talk to you about being special.
Chunky Bunny looking at the
special,
box
in fact,
sort of
that we
backwards.
have no idea where
That's a little
you
different from normally. Yeah, we
But
can
not
see
to worry.
ArcMage here just
We're
walking
working
directly
on
to
it.
the point. A good box resize from both players. Chunky Bunny gets the door.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce.
Ooh, an ArcMage doing a
I'm
more
just
advanced
popping
door
in
strat.
to
Oh,
give
but
you a
misses
quick
it.
update on where you are.
That's a bit
We
unfortunate.
still don't know.
But even with that, this race is
please
very
keep
close
moving
still between the
forward,
two
and
players.
hopefully you prefer frequent updates to being reminded that you are completely
Oh,
lost.
you want me to shout out? So Chunky Bunny has a SoundCloud and he made a new song yesterday. All right, everyone, go check out Chunky Bunny's SoundCloud. I don't actually know what the tag is. But you could put that in the chat.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and we still can't find you. But you should now have access to a series of elevators that should trigger your subconscious to gradually wake you up.
Yeah, look, that was
You
a pretty
should
good
also
moon
find a
room for
variety
Chunky.
of emergency exit signs that should lead you to them. Will all of this work?
And that low resolution,
Absolutely.
ArcMage can still grab the... I can't even imagine playing at a low resolution and still grabbing it. So that was pretty amazing. Good moon room for both of them. And looks like Chunky Bunny is about 5 seconds ahead. This is a very close race so far.
This is an automated message for all patients who attempted to use an alternate pathway to access the next phase of somnasculpt therapy, but who have become trapped in a dream state paradox instead.
Going for
Your
the
decisions imply a failure of
railing jump, or
orientation,
not
which
railing, I can't
reflects
actually think of what that's
negatively on
called
the
right now,
standard
but
orientation protocol. You will rectify this
both
failure
nailing it.
immediately.
Ooh, it's not quite tall enough to get the ledge grab, but gets it second time. These players are both like almost totally synced up right now.
3 to 5 dreams per night. Once this threshold is eclipsed
Yeah.
by entering more dreams, your
The
mind will
in-game
suffer
times
an
are basically
explosive
totally
mental
synced.
overload, reorienting you for the emergency exit protocol. Please subject yourself to explosive mental overload.
Both players not really making that many mistakes.
Please
This
note that a reluctance to
is going pretty
volunteer for the
smoothly.
risks associated with explosive mental overload implies a
ArcMage seems to be
misunderstanding
playing
of
on one
all
of
other
the older
solutions, all
patches
of
where
which
you
are far
can
more
have
traumatic and likelier to result in catastrophe.
that wall stand
I
vertically.
am
That
not
doesn't work
capable of
anymore, but
suboptimal suggestions. Please exit this dream
yeah,
as soon
both
as
players
possible.
finishing up Cubism now. Arc taking the souvenir. It's always fun bringing items in. Alright, and now ArcMage is now 3 seconds ahead. So still a really close race though. Very close race between these two players.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and despite touring the Waterfall Serenity Zone in the previous section you've just completed, you may still be experiencing feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt. Why do I feel like everything is going wrong?
Alright, let's see what kind of strats these players do in Blackout. You know, we could be seeing some diversions here. I don't know if these players do or don't do blind maze and stuff like that. I guess we'll find out pretty soon. Alright, let's see these jumps from ArcMage. Looks good. And looks... Oh, not quite for Chunky. Falling into the pit. That's a little unfortunate. Let's see if they can get it the second time. Alright, looks good.
I'd like to talk more about the feelings of worthlessness
And with that, now ArcMage has a little bit more of a lead. Anything could happen still.
The kind of happy life you see all around you. The kind you know everyone else is enjoying. And that's exactly why we're
Chunky Bunny seeming to be a bit frustrated. They're shaking their mouse. Which I can understand. Alright, and ArcMage going for Blind Maze.
To subject yourself to explosive mental overload by descending into additional dreams, but have now descended into a dream within a dream.
Struggling to find that a little bit.
You are responsible for failing
Let's see.
to make this crucial distinction.
Chunky's also entering the Blind Maze now. And ArcMage finds the exit. And so does Chunky. They both made it through.
Did you know that unintentional multi-dream layering occurs in less than 1% of patients? This correlates strongly with
And the rest of this level will probably go pretty smooth.
who are able to follow simple instructions from the standard orientation protocol.
Alright, both players are now finishing Blackout, and ArcMage definitely got a little bit of a lead in this level. sub 9. Sub 9 out of Blackout. Chunky Bunny only about 7 seconds behind. This is still an incredibly close race. Gotta activate the fire hydrants. It's very important. Alright, both players making their way through Clone. ArcMage made that jump pretty nicely. Same with Chunky. Alright, let's see these alarm clock rooms. This room is one of the rooms that can trip people up. ArcMage with the fast strat, rotating the alarm clock very nicely. And Chunky Bunny going for a slightly different strat, but that was pretty good. That's the strat that I usually go with because it's easier. That green apple room looked nice for both players.
Warning. Dr. Pierce is frantically submitting numerous spelling and grammar mistakes into the standard orientation.
Ooh, Chunky missing the red apple, but it's okay. Just take another second to click it again.
Correct these errors, but I cannot compromise the integrity of the standard orientation protocol. You will not receive these messages. They would not make
ArcMage struggling to jump on the signs just a little bit. That can happen where your player hitbox just kind of gets a little bit pushed back by those signs. Oh, same exact thing with Chunky. A little annoying when that happens, but
I am a real doctor who went to doctor school. VR has never been a mistake. I can help you, but I also do not know how.
And ArcMage finishing out Clone. That's the name of this level. And the time difference. Alright, looks like ArcMage is just about 11 seconds ahead of Chunky. And he is entering Dollhouse. Ooh, we'll jump over the door. I don't actually think that saves time because of the ledge grab, but I wonder. It's technically a straighter line.
Is Dr. Glenn Pierce. This is a notification that you have reappeared on our monitoring system after a prolonged absence.
As both players are entering Dollhouse, let's see how. Let's hope that Dollhouse treat both of these players well. That looks pretty good. Damn, I actually thought ArcMage was going to be too big for that, but it worked out just fine. And Chunky's first resize looks good as well. And that one looks like it's going to be good for Chunky Bunny as well. ArcMage with the radio skip. Instead, spending some extra time to grab the radio. Hey, you know, however you want to spend time in a race, you can do it. If you want to spend seconds doing swag strats, that's, you know, you can. All the power to you. Getting the quick resize with the barrier. Ooh, and a really good window room. Let's see how Chunky Bunny handles this. Also getting the quick resize. Ooh, and getting a few extra to make it a little bigger.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to read you my favorite inspirational quote by me. The worst thing you can
ArcMage did the early bouncy castle strat by grabbing it within the hallway. Ooh, okay, Chunky Bunny managed to get through the window. Didn't quite make it first time. I was worried that bouncy castle might fall off, but it looks like everything is all good. Or ArcMage. Chunky Bunny also getting the early Dollhouse. Sorry, bouncy castle. And ArcMage going to finish out Dollhouse right now. That was a pretty clean bouncy castle for Chunky Bunny, with the fire hydrant for swag points. ending at a 1344. Ooh, Chunky didn't quite get the keyhole. It's an interesting backup strat. Oh, not quite. This keyhole room is, can be a little tricky doing the fast strats. But ArcMage is going for audio skip, so let's take a look.
Orientation protocol.
Struggling to get onto those two little high, helium tanks or whatever are actually deceptively tricky to land on. But look, the first audio skip looked like it was okay. Yep.
Conclusion.
Chunky Bunny a little frustrated. That's Dollhouse. That's just how Dollhouse works. ArcMage looks like he got both audio skips. No problem there. Hopefully that will be the same for Chunky.
Resources have been exhausted. This concludes your standard orientation protocol. Goodbye.
Alright, let's see Chunky go for this first audio skip. Ooh. Jumping at an earlier spot than I normally would. Let's see if they got it. Yeah, that didn't quite get it. Error analysis complete. You never like to see that. But let's see if they can get the second one. Second one looks totally fine. And ArcMage, that painting can really mess me up sometimes. Like, you walk through it and it looks like you didn't quite get through, but that's just how that painting works. Getting the early click. Ooh, and a nice jump to when you grab the door. ArcMage had more speed when going downwards. That's a nice strat.
Of course, nothing is more challenging than the difficulty of changing perspective, of fundamentally altering your perceptions in a way that will enable you to face dire.
Other than the first missed audio skip by Chunky, this labyrinth seems like it's going pretty well for both players. Alright, let's see how the painting goes for Chunky. Not bad. ArcMage finishing out the looping hallway. Chunky didn't go for the early click on the door. You want to hit that from a little bit above, which lets the door plop down a little earlier, but it's alright, doesn't really save that much time. ArcMage with the jump. There's a few jumps you can make that if you jump right before falling down, it's a little faster than just walking off because you have more speed. There's another one. A nice elevator. And now Chunky's in the looping hallways. I'm not actually sure what the name of that room is, but they look kind of like hallways and they're looping, ArcMage's just about to finish out Labyrinth. A 1750. Oh, gotta grab the queen, even though it loses a little bit of time because you're not looking in the right direction. Ooh, okay, ArcMage, the paradox, that building, walking into that building and like positioning it in a nice way can be like super tricky. But he got it. And Chunky's about to finish out Labyrinth. Ooh, turning around. Probably doesn't really change anything that much. I don't see most runners turn around here. I think most runners just start holding backwards. That was a nice radio alarm clock grab from far away, though. But yeah, Chunky Bunny is just about a minute behind ArcMage, leaving Labyrinth. That was a pretty good paradox from what I saw from Chunky, and ArcMage goes for the checkpoint reset.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and
you gotta watch behind that prop. It flings you up a little bit. It's kind of funny.
I found myself in a place where I understood that each of us begins as nothing, where everything I perceived was shaped by seeing it exactly the way I wanted to.
ArcMage walking quite off to the side. And here's the thunderstorm room. Yeah, this room can really lag out your computer. I don't know if it's the rain or what, but Chunky walking all the way across the window. It's a little bit faller if you walk to the side and fall off earlier, but not too much of a difference. Nuclearbomb.wav. Yep. This part of white space isn't too interesting for most of the run, or for, you know, it's mostly just walking in a straight line, so not too much to comment on here. But both players are walking in a straight line extremely well right now.
And all of the weight that it carried, I realized that seeing things the way I wanted to was not as easy as it used to be.
Chunky not quite getting the right direction there, but they found it. All right, now ArcMage is coming up on the part that's actually the part that's actually stressful of white space, which is the chess piece and cheese skip. All right, he got one of the pieces. He's resizing up. That's a good way to do it, because you want this chess piece to be pretty big when you're doing this. Otherwise, it can be quite difficult to actually get it properly. Bit of buffering there. Looks like he's getting it, though. I'm assuming he got it on the first try. I can't actually tell. Maybe he fell and that was covered up by the buffer, but he's going for cheese skip now. Little wonky, but he got it, no problem. I do wonder if that counted as a launch. He got bounced up a little bit, but I think that was just a bounce. I'm not 100% sure about that. So ArcMage is going to be finishing out the game really soon. And Chunky Bunny is going for the chess pieces. Looks good so far. Alright, totally good chessboard for Chunky. Going for cheese skip? Not quite. That's fine. I didn't learn cheese skip until a good amount of time had passed, actually. But no issues there. And ArcMage is about to finish. The time of 44.6. 46.6. I can't talk. So congratulations to ArcMage for winning the the first game. So now is up 1 over Chunky Bunny, who should be finishing up pretty soon. This is still a relatively close match. I don't know. Let me check. Could this be a PB for Chunky Bunny? I think they had a 24-minute run according to speedrun.com. I don't know if it's been. I tried to check the Discord, and I don't know if I saw any posts. But according to speedrun.com, this looks like a PB. A sub 24. Yeah, sub 24 for Chunky Bunny. That might be a PB. I'm not 100% sure. A 24:06 on Discord. Nice. We already got a tournament PB today. That's awesome. Now, ArcMage still did take the match, or take the round, but I mean, you can't be sad about it getting a PB, even if you lost the match. A PB is still a PB, which is awesome. Looks like we do have a little bit of technical stuff to work out with ArcMage, so I think we will probably do a few-minute break just to get that all settled. And yeah, then we'll resume with game 2. All right, everybody, welcome back to the match between ArcMage and Chunky Bunny. So the last match ended, ArcMage took the victory over Chunky Bunny, but it not all was bad for Chunky because they got a PB. You know, it's always good to see that. Let's just make sure that Chunky Bunny resets their live split. Okay, looks like everything's all good here. And they should be starting pretty soon. And they're off. That last match was pretty close, actually. Still like about a minute off, but let's see what the runners can pull off this time. Oh, Chunky not quite walking through the door. Loses a bit of time, but
Confirmed. You can move freely, interact with surrounding objects, and listen to messages from your patient care team. Please note that I am the
ooh, that's unfortunate. The pawn fell off the button. Chunky's having some unfortunate luck this induction. Induction is not an easy level. Dropping the cheese. Oof. Again. You can tell they're frustrated. But that's just what happens. Induction's not an easy level.
You did not wake up. Please complete the remaining orientation activities.
ArcMage getting the broken window room.
During eyelids should reflect a typical mental state. If you believe your mental state was compromised by Somnasculpt, please provide a comprehensive, rational explanation in your post-procedural survey. Completed surveys may be eligible for a gift card.
Yeah, the cheese is tricky.
Please stand by for polite recognition on your completion of the Somnasculpt orientation. You did it. To maximize the time.
But yeah, ArcMage is finishing up induction right about now. Oh, once again, more problems with the cheese. Not quite big enough to knock over the door, giving Chunky some catch-up time. But unfortunately, the sign, stupid sign, having some issues there. That sign is another one of those things that's deceptively hard because you can look like it's already on both buttons, but it's just not quite there. But Chunky got through the cheese, no problem. And the runners are going to go on to the rest of the run. And ArcMage using the sign as a ramp, no problem.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to talk to you about being special. So special, in fact, that we have no idea where you are. But not to worry, we're working on it.
Chunky made it a little small. Ooh, that might have... I actually am not sure if that counts as a glitch there. That might have been a launch. I'm not the, I can't actually make that call, but, that might have been a glitch, and so there might need to be some arbiter mark there. But ArcMage with the advanced door strat, that's a really cool strat. I don't know how to do that. That looks pretty cool. But, both players moving on. Ooh, Chunky unfortunately missing the box resize and falling down to make the box really small. That's unfortunate. Wow. Chunky's having a real hard time. Again? The game is just trolling them now. That's unfortunate, but ArcMage is about to finish out optical.
variety of emergency exit signs that should lead you to them. Will all of this work? Absolutely.
And it's going to move on to cubism.
This is an automated message for all patients who attempted to use an alternate pathway to access the next
Chunky
phase of
grabbing the
somnascalp
door.
therapy, but who have become trapped
And
in a
is going to
dream
go into the
state
elevator now.
instead. Your decisions imply a failure of orientation, which is
Definitely frustrated, and I can understand.
you will rectify this failure
I would be.
immediately.
ArcMage seems to be making it through cubism, no problem.
Professional tip: the average adult can only withstand 3 to 5 dreams per night. Once this threshold is eclipsed by entering more dreams, your mind will suffer an explosive mental overload, reorienting you for the emergency exit protocol. Please subject yourself to explosive mental overload.
Chunky's almost 50 seconds behind. Yeah, that's unfortunate. There was some bad luck there. But once again, ArcMage with the older patch of the game, so that strat works. And yeah, ArcMage is about to finish out cubism here. Chunky spinning the spinning the little grate thing. That's always fun to do. Ooh, Chunky making a ramp with that cube. I've actually never seen that. I know that there are some strats to get through that can save time. I usually just jump on the cube and jump off. I don't resize anything. It's nice and consistent, but there are indeed faster ways than that.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and despite touring the
It's a good
waterfall
ramp
serenity
by
zone
Chunky.
in the previous section you've just completed,
And
you
ArcMage
may
is
still be experiencing
making
feelings of
his way into
worthlessness
blackout.
and self-doubt. Why do I feel like everything is going wrong, even when the sun is shining?
Yeah, definitely props to the runners for sticking through, especially Chunky. That's pretty rough when you mess up at the very beginning of the run. And in a normal run, you could just reset, but here, it's a tournament. You can't just reset. All right, ArcMage going for the pit jumps. Gets them both, no problem.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to talk more about the feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt I mentioned before. You feel this way because you want the kind of happy life you see all around you, the kind you know everyone else is enjoying. And that's exactly why we're here to help.
Yeah, blind maze. So last round we saw a successful blind maze from both players. I hope that we see another one just now, but let's see what happens.
Warning. You were advised to subject yourself to explosive mental overload by descending into additional dreams, but have now descended into a dream.
ArcMage entering blind maze, looks no problem. See Chunky missed one of these jumps last time, but they got them both this time. They do it without looking down. That's interesting. Maybe looking down is a little scary. But ArcMage makes it through the blind maze. Chunky Bunny makes it with both of the jumps. So far, pretty good blackouts from both players.
Did you know that unintentional multi-dream layering occurs in less than 1% of patients?
Slow maze for ArcMage. Yeah, maybe it was a little slow. I was watching on Chunky's doing the jumps. And luckily they got them this time, so. And the slow maze, well, that might be a bummer for doing actual runs. As long as it's not so slow that your opponent catches up. Chunky Bunny coming into the blind maze now. And a successful blind maze for both players. That's what you like to see. Taking some time to grab some soda. And Arc's getting into clone. A surprising few number of doors that ArcMage just spawned, but doesn't really matter. It's enough to get over the. It's enough to get over. And let's see if we get a good alarm clock. And he gets a good alarm clock. That's a cool strat. Chunky Bunny finished out Blackout and is in the loading screen for Clone. Ooh, that's an interesting strat. That is an interesting strat that ArcMage just did in the Green Apple room. It looks like it did not pan out that time. No problem with the red apple, though.
Warning. Dr. Pierce is frantically submitting numerous spelling and grammar mistakes into the standard orientation protocol in a desperate attempt to counsel you. I have no subroutine to correct these errors, but I cannot
Chunky getting over no
compromise the
problem.
integrity of the standard orientation protocol. You will not receive these messages. They would not make sense regardless. Attention. Dr. Pierce continues to input
Ooh, that can be tricky with those alarm clocks. If you resize it, if you click at the wrong time, you can end up making the alarm clock really small.
Doctor who went to doctor school. VR has never been a mistake. I can help you, but I also do not know how.
Chunky Bunny with the green apple, no problem there. Oh, and I bet some audio changing there too. Very important. But ArcMage is finishing up, or has finished up Clone, and is moving on to everyone's favorite level, Dollhouse.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. This is a notification that you have reappeared on our
Once again, getting a little bit trolled by those signs there.
Please continue to do whatever you did most recently, and discontinue whatever you were doing immediately prior to that.
There was a little bit of sarcasm in there, George, but honestly, Dollhouse is still my favorite level. Like, not even joking there. First resize was good for ArcMage. The second one looks like it's good as well. Hopefully. Ooh, that was a little tight, but he made it through. Dude, we love Dollhouse.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce.
Nice, the ramp radio skip. Oh, Chunky going the wrong way. I'd be lying if I said I'd never done that. I've definitely done that in runs. ArcMage with a nice fan. Dropping the window. Actually, that wasn't too bad. Sometimes you can drop the window and then it just poofs out of existence and then you need to reset. But he was able to grab it. And let's see how the Dollhouse resizes go for Chunky.
And I'd like to read you my favorite inspirational quote by me. The worst thing you can do is focus on negativity. It won't spare you from the cage
That was a
of
good
death,
first resize.
pain of disease, the cruelty of time,
And
the cold shell of
Bouncy
human
Castle's
nature,
going pretty well
or the
for
eventual
ArcMage as
loss
well.
of everything
Ooh,
ever
oh,
loved.
Chunky's just a little too tall there.
Do.
That's
Don't
unfortunate. Gonna have to resize the Dollhouse.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. And
That's some unfortunate time loss there.
every single one of our 823
ArcMage done with the keyhole area and is finishing out Dollhouse now.
in improving the system for future missions. Congratulations.
Hardest level is retro. Yup.
Headed in the right direction.
And Chunky going with a few extra resizes as well.
Emergency exit protocol initiated. Please prepare to conclude your
I think the size is fine. The issue is that it's not all the way against the back wall, I think, there. But ArcMage going for the audio skips.
Orientation protocol.
And that one looks like a good first audio skip. We'll see. Yeah, Chunky having some trouble with the fan room, but eventually got it.
Hypothesis.
Ooh, that's what I mean with that window. That window, it can just vanish from existence sometimes.
Impossible.
All they need to do is reset from checkpoint and it comes back, but looks like they don't know that. That's unfortunate. But it looks like ArcMage got both audio skips, I think.
Instruction.
There you go, reset the checkpoint, and everything is good. This is unfortunate for Chunky Bunny, but
Goodbye.
it's Dollhouse. ArcMage here with a pretty sizable lead at this point, going into Labyrinth. How much time does skipping those audio clips save? Yeah, about 20-ish seconds. Good bouncy castle, though. Good entrance to the bouncy castle. Although they did spend a little bit of extra time. Ooh, that was a little off to the side. Okay, that looked totally fine. I was a bit worried that that bouncy castle might have fallen off. But it looks like everything is good. Alright, Chunky messed up the keyhole last time. Let's see if they can do better this time. Perfect. They did very well that time. Ooh, unfortunately making this dollhouse quite small.
Thank you for completing the Somnosculpt standard orientation protocol.
Yeah, now ArcMage is into the main part of Labyrinth.
I'd like to briefly describe the finite and fragile nature
With the early click and the jump to get the extra fall speed. I really like that strat.
Of course, nothing is more challenging.
And now Chunky Bunny also in the loading screen to get to Labyrinth.
Fundamentally altering your perceptions in a way that will enable you to face dire, trial-by-fire scenarios with
Oh, lands on top of the elevator. Very slight time loss. Alright, let's see Chunky go for these audio skips. I don't know if that's going to make it for the first one. You're supposed to jump on from the top of the door. Yeah, unfortunately, I think where Chunky's jumping from, I don't know if you can get the audio skip to work from there. Maybe you can, I don't know. But, fortunately, no first audio skip for Chunky. Ooh. Error analysis complete. You never want to see that in your runs. I think that was probably enough for the second audio skip. The second audio skip is pretty forgiving. But yeah, ArcMage is blazing through this. On the very corner of the button. If it's enough that you can grab the knight, that's all you need. It doesn't quite get the jump strat, but it's okay. If you land back on the ground, it doesn't lose any time from not trying it. Ooh. Arc going for the, I think, faster strat there. Ooh. I think he did the older strat in the first match. I could be mistaken there. That faster strat saves, I think, like half a second. Not very much, but time save is time save. Chunky Bunny finishing the wake up sequence and now getting to the main part of Labyrinth. As ArcMage is finishing it out now.
This is highly unusual. It appears you have entered the Somnosculpt diagnostic framework. Patients do not have access to this.
No early click from Chunky once again. Ooh, taking a little bit of time to click it.
Diagnostic warning. Unrealistic use of dream objects may result in dream integrity fail-safe.
Right, ArcMage is moving on to the final level. Well, technically, there's also retrospect, but ArcMage moving on to white space.
Please overload for dream explosion.
Chunky finishing up the looping hallway. ArcMage likes to play around with that cube, it looks like. Yeah, so Chunky does the, doesn't quite make it. Chunky does the strat that's not jumping on the buoy. It's actually grabbing the cube. Which I think if you do it correctly, that strat's actually a little faster compared to jumping on the buoy, but...
Everything I perceived was shaped by seeing it exactly the way I wanted to.
ArcMage into the nuclear blast dot wave zone. And Chunky Bunny finishing out Labyrinth now. Tsarbomb.mp3. A little bit of buffering from ArcMage's side, but it's alright. See how Paradox goes. Alright, once Chunky Bunny got through the clinic, the rest of the Paradox went really well. It's really hard to grab the clinic thingy through the vending machine, or through the little gap. That's really hard. So they got that part just fine.
I realized that seeing things the way I wanted to was not as easy as it used to be.
And we're going to see just a little bit of walking from both players for a little bit. And now Chunky Bunny is getting into the main walkathon of this level, and ArcMage about to do the chess pieces. Spending a little bit of time to resize it, but ArcMage has got the time to spare right now. Interesting how he continuously jumps instead of just making sure that each square is covered. Going for cheese skip. Actually a little bit too big, but no problem. He still gets it. Chunky entering the nuclear bomb. ArcMage going into the bitrate hallway. And is about to finish up the game. We got some predictions in the chat. We got one prediction at least. Ooh, nice. Almost very close prediction by Pathetic. Off by 0.2 seconds. But ArcMage takes the match 2-0 over Chunky Bunny. We'll let this run finish out.
All of the weight that it carried.
And yeah, so pretty solid runs. Pretty solid runs from both players. Chunky Bunny having some trouble, especially towards the beginning of their second run. But I mean, their first run was a PB, so no matter what happens now, Chunky is still a winner today, in my eyes.
How's it going, everyone?
Hello, what's up, Arc? Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you. Feel pretty good. both sub 23s, so you know what? I can't complain.
Yeah, you
And
can't
further
complain
out
about
than
getting
anyone
both
has ever come
22s.
back from. But we hope
All right,
that
so
you
now
won't
Chunky
get
Bunny is
discouraged.
going to be going for the
After
chess
all,
pieces.
if this is a place of pure perspective,
Mostly done with the walking section,
isn't
and
it
now onto
also
the
a place where
the
a
tricky
different
part
point of view
of white
could make
space,
anything possible?
making that
Isn't
chess piece
that
very
why you came
big.
here?
I mean, the bigger it is, the easier it is to click on. So when I do this strat, I like to make the chess piece as big as I can make it. All right, nice. Just cheese skip is left. Ah, that's right. Chunky does not go for cheese skip, which is fine. Nice. I actually didn't know if they were going to make it. The cheese looked like it was a little small, but it was good enough. And Chunky Bunny will be finishing out game 2. Just doing some wiggles.
Ah, yes, this hallway.
Yep, bitrate hall. But yeah, so unfortunately, their second run was not as good as their first. Their first was sub 24, which, you know, love to see a new minute barrier get broken. But
Yeah, that's huge, for sure.
yeah, absolutely. But overall, you know, that's a match. Final time is coming up. $25.19.17 for Chunky Bunny, and that wraps it up. All right, thank you everybody for watching. I think we might get Chunky in for an interview. You might notice ArcMage is already here.
Yes, hello.
But yeah, that's the match, and that's not the only match that's being played today. At 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, so in an hour and a half, there will be, or is it 9? Yeah, it's 9:30, right? At 9:30, there will be a match: Pathetic versus Bagel Cat. So stick around, or well, you know, go do whatever for an hour and a half, but come back because at 9:30 we'll be having Pathetic versus Bagel Cat. Looks like Chunky's in here. What's up, Chunky?
My first one was good.
Yeah, you got a PB, right?
Yeah.
PB and new minute barrier. I mean, that's always, anytime you break a new minute barrier, that's always feels nice.
Yeah. I guess I'm not as unhappy about my second run as, I mean, I knew I was gonna lose anyways, but 25
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah, you had some really bad luck, especially in the early game. Induction and optical, like,
My
I
mouse
swear the
double
game
looking.
was trolling you. Yeah, the game was trolling you for those levels.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was...
induction, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, induction a little bit brutal for me in round 2 as well. The cheese at the very end just wasn't cooperating.
Yeah,
For me,
in first round.
it was the one where you need to, like, stand in the door frame. That cheese messed me up really bad.
Yeah.
I'm sensing a theme here. Cheese.
Cheese. That's, you
Cheese
know,
is the
there's
enemy.
the cheese pain emote, right?
Yeah,
Cheese
that's for
pain.
a reason.
It's for a reason. Yeah, because for the first match, both of you two got sub 2s in induction, and then the second round, neither of you did. So induction's not an easy level, especially not one that's easy to be consistent at.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, congratulations on the win, ArcMage, and congrats on the PB, Chunky. I was saying this, you know, it didn't really matter what happened, but because you got that PB, you're a winner. You know, I think you're a winner today, right?
Yeah,
Much
GG
better
is
than
on the sub 24. That's huge.
Yeah.
top 100.
All right. So I
Nice, top
believe
100.
we're gonna be starting a raid. Today we'll be raiding. I believe we'll be raiding Pushin Hat, who's another Superliminal speedrunner and has been commentating and other stuff for these matches. So, yeah, everyone can go say hi to Pusheen Hat. And remember, another match today. This is not the only one. 9:30 p.m. Come watch Pathetic versus Bagel Cat. I saw Pathetic in the chat. So, that's, yeah. That's just about a wrap for me. Do you two have anything you want to say?
I don't like Dollhouse.
Dollhouse, that's, nobody likes Dollhouse except for me. It's actually my favorite level, but Dollhouse, it can get you. So, congratulations, both of you two, and we'll be wrapping this up right about now, ish. Whenever the raid bar goes all the way to be done.
Now, here we go.
Hey,
all right. Hey, wonderful weather today, isn't it?
Can't relate. Your brain is always off. Very relatable.
Yep, fair enough. You know what? I can't argue with that. Same here, really.
All right. See you, everybody.
Goodbye.